Hi, we're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa.
And this is our news shot, where we take a tiny little bit of news and we dig down into it and find all the juicy underbelly. That sounds so dramatic, but we love it. It's a lot of gossip and fun.
Because we have thoughts, and if you do too, please subscribe to us here at our YouTube channel because
we have lots of great stuff for you here on YouTube, like our weekly watch list, what we're liking, loving, and dropping each week in Drama-land. We also have podcasts and we have live chats. There's a lot of good stuff that the K3 brings you.
We love it so much, we can't stop talking about it. So let's get started on this news shot. And this is a subject, I'm not gonna lie, ladies, I'm not horribly well versed. I have existential thoughts about it, but it is about our fine young men in K-Drama-land going into the military. Because my first heartbreak, I'm not gonna lie, that it just happened this year. It was Kim Min-suk. I love him so much. He's such a little puppy, but every time he's in a show, this show suddenly gets exponentially better for me because he's a delight.
Yes.
I've loved him since Descendants in the Sun. When he cried when Jin-gu came back, I loved him so much. So he went in the military this year, and I'm very sad to see him go. That's what I got.
Yeah. So what the news that we get out of Korea, a lot of the gossip is who's going into the military, who's coming out of the military, and what roles they're taking when they're coming out of the military. It's a really big deal post Song Joong-ki because he took Descendants of the Sun because he was right out of the military. It's why 5 other actors have passed on it because there was so much location shooting. They were going to be away from Korea for so long, and he had done some significant work before it, but he wasn't a huge A-list star yet. So he took the role.
Changed. And I think on top of that, it was also Descendants of the Sun was one of the first fully pre-produced dramas as well, correct? Yeah. So there was a lot of variables there, and he took it right out of the military. Yeah, changed the dynamic, in my opinion.
Yeah, so it's a very big deal. You know what series they're going to take coming out of the military. So because going into the military sometimes wreaks havoc with your career.
Yes, sometimes it wreaks havoc with your fans. May I share a story, ladies?
Of course, Karen.
So, my very first drama ever was a drama called Bad Guy.
Oh, Bad Guy.
Bad Guy from 2010, I think, with a little actor we all know as Kim Nam-gil.
He's a delight.
And his mustache.
And his mustache.
His
Evil guy
bad
mustache.
boy mustache. Oh, it's fantastic. I didn't know what I was watching. It was my first foray. I was just like, I cannot take my eyes off of this. Right? What is this longing? What is this? Oh, that's so wrong, but it feels so right. It was crazy. I mean, again, my first exposure to K-drama, so just the story, I was like, this is like a soap opera, but better. And the story was moving right along, and then suddenly takes a screeching hard 90-degree turn in a different direction, and then ends. And he's not in the final episode. And I'm like,
what?
Oh.
Wait, was this Members of the Humber? No, I'm just kidding. She already did his military service.
I didn't. I was just like, oh, that was odd. Okay. And I carried on when I watched a couple other K-dramas. And so it wasn't until I came back to K-dramas a few years later where somebody filled me in on what happened with that. And apparently, I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't? You didn't know while you were watching? Oh, I thought you knew that while you were watching.
No. And somebody said, because he had to enlist in the military, he couldn't postpone it any longer. So I guess because his career was thriving, he kept postponing, and finally, the government's like, no, now.
You have to go now.
In the middle of shooting the show, which is why it came to an awkward and abrupt end.
Fascinating. So what do you guys think?
For those of you who are not familiar, South Korea is technically still at war with North Korea. There was no peace treaty. So there is conscription, which means that all men by the age of 30, and I think they just recently adjusted the age down, must serve close to 2 years in military service.
Mandatory military
service. Yeah.
So when you're a rising actor, and you're 28,
right?
you gotta take a 2-year hiatus.
So here's my question for you guys. Because there are a couple of them that have gone in early, like did it right out of college, and then started their acting career, like Park Sung-joon. So we never have to lose him.
No.
Think about that, ladies.
Thank you, Jung Hae-in, for doing that.
Thank you both.
Smart.
Park Seo-joon.
Good on you.
And then I'm sure there's a variety of others, but those are two of the big ones that I can think of. Yeah. But the flip side of that is, and what do you guys think? I don't know if you go in first before everything gets big, or maybe I find it, and this is just my opinion, that it might be a nice way to disconnect for a little while and kind of get your mind back. Because I'm going to drop some astrology real quick because you're coming into a time of your life. It's called your Saturn return. And you're coming into a time of your life where things start to get kind of crazy because you're going into your 30s, right? So things are nuts and things are falling apart everywhere. So it's always a very, turbulent time of someone's life at that time anyway. And to be able just to kind of check out for 2 years, I wonder if that's kind of desired. Yeah. Just to kind of reassess. I mean, let's not kid ourselves. I don't want to go into the military for mandatory military service for 2 years.
I would never want to do anything mandatorily for 2 years.
But you have to do it anyway. And so I wonder if it's something that is almost like a retreat-ish. I mean, I'm just saying.
Possibly.
I wonder what that's like.
I'd be curious to know your thoughts on that.
As we've discussed before, the machine that is Hallyu is brutal.
Yes.
And what it takes to stay on top is brutal. So to maybe take a 2-year or an 18-month hiatus from that, I wonder if that is maybe something that they factor in.
So you watch Master in the House.
I do.
Does Lee Seung-gi provide any insight on being in the military?
Lee Seung-gi loved the military. He talks about it all the time. He loved it. I think he is one of those people that took every ounce of joy he had in life and channeled it through the military. Like I do. I think he found.
Interesting.
And again, complete conjecture. Please, Lee Seung-gi fans, I love him. This is all conjecture. I think for him, it was a wonderful time in his life to be able to connect with people that maybe he would not have a chance to connect with, and to be able to see himself from a different perspective.
That's right.
And take a different kind of role in life.
And you're the same as everyone else.
Exactly.
No preferential
treatment. He's been famous. He was a singer and an actor for a very long time, since he was pretty young. So you're right. It's a different group of people that he's with and working with.
Exactly.
And
I think it is different from those who do active military service versus those who end up doing like the public service, civil service.
Wasn't he like? Yeah, he was in some elite military group, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in an elite. He was like in a special forces.
He's not Lee Min-ho going to.
No,
what's he doing?
He's like a cop.
I think he's doing like civil.
I think
he's in an office. Civil
I think he's because of an injury.
I might be calling it.
But a lot of them do. A lot of them will opt for just like civil service type thing where they basically are typing up
out in the
reports.
community.
Yeah.
Yep.
But no, I mean, Lee Seung-gi did full, and he's very proud of that. As well he should be, but it's hilarious.
I feel like Hyun Bin also did like.
Oh yeah, he did.
Yeah,
I mean,
he
didn't just go. I'm gonna do active service. He's like, I'm gonna do active service 10 10. Go. So yeah, I mean, but again, if you even listen to some of his. He thinks of it as a time, if you listen to some of his interviews, he still thinks of it as a very fond time. He doesn't want to go back to it, but he does think of it as a time where he was able to reassess and kind of think about what he wanted to do when he came out. He was very happy to come out because, as everyone continually brings up in almost every interview with him, he like cried when he got out of the military because he was so happy to go back to acting. But it's a really, maybe it's just my personality, but I think it would be to be forced to be able to take that step away. I think for my mental health, because you didn't do it voluntarily, you have to do it.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe some of them are like, oh, thank God.
I mean, from what we can tell, the entertainment industry over in South Korea is just a machine. So yeah, you're forced away from it for a couple of years. So who's coming out soon?
Ooh, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong,
time?
Lady. I think the biggest name on the list is. I think we know.
Ji Chang-wook.
Like seriously, is there anyone who's not losing their minds about that comeback?
Yes.
Oh,
and I don't know.
Everybody misses him, right?
And they showed there was a clip. I think it was around. I want to say it was around the Olympics time when they were singing the national anthem or something like that. And I was trying to assess, from a fan perspective. I'm like, is he happy to be there? I can't tell. I'm not sure. Is he happy to being forced to sing because
forced to sing? He loves singing.
Well, I know he loves to sing, but that's not on his. That's not.
That was pretty amazing. Him and Kang Han-oh.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
And he's what, May
21st.
And this is just kind of throwing another little interesting thing. And I'm not K-pop, not my thing. But they're starting to say that they might do exemptions for K-pop bands.
What? Oh.
Which I think starts to get dicey.
There's already a caveat that if you're, because a lot of the soccer players don't have to serve because they're already serving their country in a different way.
Yes.
They're considered like
they're on the
cultural ambassadors in a sense. So that was where all of all of the payola was happening for a long time because you could buy, this is a rabbit hole.
I think mandatory
Sorry.
military service would be far more disruptive to K-pop because you've got these 5 to 11 person groups. It's
5 to 11. It's amazing the number of people in these bands.
I know.
It's amazing.
How many of them I know?
They
gotta
fill
rotate them
the
out.
stage, literally. It's like, oh my
Super
God.
Junior.
So I'm fascinated by following that thread for a while, because then how do you choose? Do you have to be BTS famous to not get in the military? Because I mean, you just Big Bang's in the military right now.
They are.
There are so many K-pop
there's
bands.
so many.
Can they all be national treasures?
Exactly.
Yes.
So how do you choose your national treasure? I mean, obviously every fan group is going to say their group is a national treasure. So how does one choose? And then of course the actors are going to want to get in on that. And how do you choose which actors? Do you have to?
They've been through this,
so amazing,
so now we're on the other side of it, which is everybody serves.
Yes.
Except your soccer players. So
Right.
I don't know.
It
What
is.
do you know? We don't. I mean, we know a little, but boy, this is a deep.
This is a deep rabbit hole.
Yeah.
Share with us because
Yes.
I'm fascinated by a lot of things that happen over in South Korea. So share them with us, please,
Absolutely.
because I need more info.
And if you want to know dates on military
Yes.
service, Drama Current
Drama Current.
has an active list.
She
Thank
does,
you.
and she
Which is how
both
I
Drama
know
Milk
she
and
knows.
Drama Current are two of our collaborators on this show, collaborators on this show. And so yes, please check out her list because she does have a list of all of their lists, and they're fantastic.
when they're going in and when they're coming back out.
Yes.
With the
So-
pretty pictures to go with them.
Oh, that's the best part. Pretty pictures. Anyway, all right. So, any final thoughts on the military, ladies?
Can't wait for May.
Right. I think that sums it up.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. We're the K3. I'm Jen.
I'm Karen.
I'm Marisa. Also, check out our collaborators, Drama Milk and Drama Current, and you can find us and talk to us on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram.
Subscribe to us here on YouTube. Leave a comment. Come and join our K-Drama Coffee Klatch. See you next time.
Bye.